everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the utmost character of our world around us, and I have to tell you that current line of political line of present administration in the White House in Washington is very good, because finally there is a huge pressure on, we know it, France and Germany especially, to stop buying resources from Russia through other channels like Switzerland, Central Asia, Caucasus, and so on, and really make this all sanctions and embargoes come into life. Because we learn from history that if some statements, some sanctions, some laws are being introduced again, over and over again, and later reintroduced, reannounced, it means that if something is announced so many times, it's clear it doesn't work in fact, so it's not efficient. And the same is with sanctions against Russia, because we had, if I remember correctly, we were about to have 19 package of sanctions. So why not to make one that would be efficient enough and discourage Kremlin regime to be aggressive? I will tell you why. Because Germany and France especially always are trying to find another channels to continue their previous business, especially for the Russian resources, through Switzerland, through Spain and Portugal, through some channels in Gulf countries like UAE, and many others. So now there is a solid pressure from the White House to stop these practices, and there is a pressure, very wise, to also impose tariffs on China. Why? Because China is supporting Russia. So even if current US administration makes it happen and these countries stop buying resources from Russia, still thanks to the support and trade with China, when China is freely trading with the world, Russia could survive and make its war machine. That is why, if all of these now packages of recommendations from the White House would be introduced, so not buying resources from Russia and high tariffs against China, then Kremlin regime would be in real trouble and would be forced to stop its military actions. But European countries are doing opposite. As I mentioned, they are trying to introduce Mercosur agreement with between Mercosur countries and European Union. Of course, madness, as I was telling in many other videos, logistic madness. But then Mercosur countries, if this agreement, we hope not, will come into life, then these countries would buy a lot of fertilizers from Russia and Belarus. So a Russian war machine would be fueled with additional huge cash. So we see that the main problem with the fight with Russia is not even Russia itself. These are Russia hidden, semi-hidden allies in Western Europe, traditional allies, France and Germany, because they do everything to keep their business running as it was before, and they try to keep good contacts with Soviet regime, post-Soviet regime. Yeah, I'm living in the previous time, post-Soviet regime, and its companies, industry, and so on. That is why Russia war machine is doing so well, and they have so much resources to spend on it. Simple. And if White House administration manages to push these countries to stop trading with Russia and push for tariffs with China, then Kremlin regime will be forced to stop its actions, because only because it will not have, the Kremlin regime, enough money to continue such bloody games. But if it doesn't work and still they can trade with their resources, and if still they can sell their goods with the help of Chinese, Germans, and French, then nothing will change and Russia's war machine will continue. It's so simple, but at the same time so difficult because there are so many interests within even the NATO member, and not every NATO member is the genuine friend to another NATO member. So there are different interests. That is why we experience what we do experience. Life is very interesting. We are living in very interesting times, but I'm really happy that administration in Washington is finally pulling perfect strings, and let's hope it will work. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.